It's
the
a classic.
You can do a 0.5.
You can do a 0.5.
It's almost washing the bad taste that like Man of Steel and like Batman v Superman left in your mouth. I will find him! What would you like to see from this like DCU compared to like what Marvel's done? Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Cinematic Trinity, the podcast where we delve into the worlds of TV shows, movies and video games. And this time we are talking about James Gunn's Superman. Is that what we're calling it? Or is it Superman 2025?
Superman 2025.
That's what I've
been Googling
So,
in your head.
yeah.
So the newest addition to the, brand new DC universe. This is kickstarting it. We're going to give our thoughts on it. We're going to say, whether it's good, whether it's bad, has not very hardcore Superman fans, where we stand on it. Because to get started, like I just said there, I'm not like a massive Superman fan. I've not read the comics. I've obviously watched like Man of Steel and Batman v Superman. Not really watched like the Christopher Reeve films or anything like that. What about you guys?
Shall I start?
Yeah, go on.
Well, I'm not a massive Superman fan, but I am a massive Henry Cavill fan and a massive fan of Man of Steel, Batman v Superman, and I do really want to watch Zack Snyder's specific Justice League film again because I remember really enjoying it, but obviously it's 4 hours long, so it's very difficult to just sit and watch it. So that is my affiliation with Superman, and I feel very strongly about those films, and I will not let anybody tell me any different, that they're bad. Anybody out there watching, wanting to comment or whatever, not that anybody comments on our videos, but anybody wanting to say anything negative about Man of Steel or Batman v Superman, because apparently everybody hates that, I think they're brilliant. So you can probably guess what I'm going to say for the rest of this episode. But that's my affiliate. What about you, Kieran? How do you feel about Superman, our Lord and Saviour?
As a guy, I mean, it's of the characters in DC, it's never really one that I've like really gone, oh yeah, I really love Superman. Like, growing up, I had a little bit more exposure. Like, I would watch like the animated Justice League and like Justice League Unlimited, and then I had like some experience with. To be honest, it's mainly animated stuff like Young Justice and things like that. So there was like a little bit of exposure to Superman. So I have like an image of him in my mind. And that is very different from the Man of Steel, things like that.
Yeah.
And that's the direction that Zack Snyder decided to take that universe in, which is, his decision. Whatever anyone else says, that was his decision to do.
Quite right.
This kind of version of Superman is more in line with like kind of what I grew up with.
Yeah, more comic booky, isn't he?
More comic booky, more like, but in some ways, but not others. So I've had experience with Superman, probably more so than you two guys, but not like enough to be like a,
Yeah.
To be not Stan.
Yeah. I don't know him inside and out. Like I can't tell you all of his knickknacks or whatever.
No, knickknacks. That's right. I know certainly. I think for me, if I put it one way, it's that he's been like the side character to Batman, because like Batman's my favourite DC character.
He's your hero, isn't he?
He's my hero. Yes. So yeah, like if there's like a suit, that's kind of my like only thing. It's like, oh yeah, Superman's with Batman, and like the basics of like who he is.
Yeah.
But this film follows like it's a bit of a different one in that Superman's been going for like 3 years. It's not like an origin story of Superman. So he's been going for this length of time. He's established in Metropolis. There's also metahumans. So you've got your Green Lanterns, your Hawk Girls. There's people with superpowers. It's not like Batman v Superman.
Yeah.
So Clark Kent, Superman, he's on the scene. Basically just trying to thwart Lex Luthor's plans. Like, Lex Luthor's wreaking havoc and like doing all this and that. And that's kind of the crux of it, really. It's just the classic.
We're about to say the same
yes,
thing.
Yeah.
We just said we're not going to talk over each other, and here we are. But it's a classic Superman tale, definitely. I feel. If you've ever seen one, then it's Superman versus Lex Luthor in this form, that it's decided to take. But it's interesting that it does start 3 years on, and I've got a lot of respect for that, because it's the same with Batman. Like, everybody knows where Batman came from. Everybody kind of knows what happened with Superman. So I do agree that we didn't really need to see that again.
It's like an interesting text crawl at the beginning, isn't it? Because I didn't know how to feel about it, because it kind of like rams a whole bunch of stuff, because it's like 3 centuries ago metahumans were here, 300 years ago whatever happens, I can't remember now, 30 years ago Superman shows up, 3 years ago he starts like being Superman, like openly in Metropolis he's Superman, and then 3 minutes ago he lost his first fight, and it like cuts there, so kind of like a lot of information beaming at you, like, oh, okay. But I think on the whole, I'll go with you first, Tulip, because I feel like your opinion's going to be a bit different to mine and Kieran's.
Yeah, it is a little bit different, and I feel like it's different to every single person out there, because I didn't enjoy it. I didn't get the enjoyment out of it that I wanted to. And I feel like going into it, I knew that it probably wasn't going to be for me, just because I'm not a comic book person, that I have never ever sat and read a comic book. I've got absolutely no connection to comic books apart from via Michael, and even then, you're not really a massive comic book nerd, are you? You're like a gaming nerd and you're a Batman nerd, but you're not like a comic book nerd. I don't think.
I've read like, in terms of like Batman comics I've owned, it's always been like, this comic's really good, you should read it, but I've not like read all the in-between issues or like anything like that. I'm not like an extensive like, Detective Comics 135, Batman does this, and like...
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I don't really have a big connection to comic books. So from my superhero films, I'm not looking to see a comic book style film. Do you know what I mean? And I think that's why I really like Man of Steel and Batman v Superman, and also like What? Why are you two laughing?
I didn't do a thing.
Me and Kieran just giving each other like side-eye every now and then.
I did nothing. I'm being accused of things from Michael's outburst.
It's because it's Michael. It's because Michael's rolling his eyes and he hates me. Goodness me. Anyway, what I was going to say was, I like films like that because they're very grounded. They're very realistic. Obviously, I know that Man of Steel isn't like that realistic, but that's the kind of grounded thing that he's going for.
Like
and
Captain
I
America.
like stuff. Yeah, I like stuff like that. They're my favourite kind of films that I get a lot of enjoyment out. So this was just a very different kind of superhero film, and I just didn't click with it. Like, I think that's all it was. It didn't click for me. A lot of the humour in it didn't land for me. I didn't find it funny. I was just like cringing a little bit, or just kind of feeling nothing. I think there was one too many characters in it for me. I think that I wasn't in the best mood anyway, like generally, so it probably wasn't a very good time for me to go and see it.
It didn't inspire hope in you. Superman didn't do his job.
No, he didn't. So yeah, I mean, and I'm sad about that, because I don't want it, there's about to be a massive series of films. And if they all go along this same vein, then it's kind of like, oh, am I going to be here for it? I don't think that I'm going to be here for it. And I just couldn't help thinking when I was watching it that I've seen it all before. Mm-hmm. Like the style of the way he's shooting it, and the humour that's in it, and the action that's in it. It's like, I don't need this. Like, I don't need another Guardians of the Galaxy Marvel kind of film. Like, it just wasn't for me, guys. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry to all the Superman fans out there, but it just wasn't for me, and that's all I've really got to say.
Nah, fair enough. I think going into it, I was like, James Gunn, I like his stuff he's done. I liked Guardians of the Galaxy. I liked the Suicide Squad he did, like under the old DCEU banner. But like, so I was a bit like, maybe he'll do good work with Superman. I think on the whole it was all right. It is very much like a James Gunn film, and some bits work, some bits don't work. Like, again, the humour and stuff like that. I think David Corenswet, Swat, yeah. Is a good Superman. I feel like he's good in the role. Again, sometimes the script maybe lets him down and lets other people down in the film. Like, again, whether it's jokes not landing, or maybe they say something a bit cringe, maybe. But I think on the whole, like, he did a good job in like leading the film. And similarly, like Nicholas Hoult as Lex Luthor, I thought he was really good.
Mm-hmm. So I can agree with that.
He was the best bit of the film for me, which we'll get into like in spoilers and stuff. Maybe go into a bit more, but I think he acted it really well. Like, he was just a good threat, I think, and like a good foil to Superman. I think on the whole, like, I'm interested to see where things go from here. So, Kieran, what did you think of the movie?
I mean, it's like, I enjoyed the majority of the film for what it is, because I mean you go into it, you've had Henry Cavill as Superman. Henry Cavill is the embodiment of Superman, just in terms of like physique, look, kind of presence. He nailed that, but was in a different universe that kind of wasn't what a Superman would normally be. This is very much more in line with normal Superman, so I did enjoy that aspect of it, to see something a bit more familiar. There were lots of bits that I did enjoy, some bits I didn't enjoy as much. Some bits, me personally, I didn't like, but I've seen other people's opinions of them, and I think, okay, yeah, I kind of get where you're coming from, but just for me, like, I didn't like it as much. But I'd say on the whole, it's a good start, considering he's like having to reboot a universe pretty much by himself. You know, he's put a lot of groundwork in here, because you know he's introduced like the Green Lanterns. They've done like, they call it Justice Gang, which I don't like the name, but hopefully they'll change it to Justice League or something else.
Well, it's like a privately run, company-owned thing. Like in this universe, isn't it? Like they're paying these superheroes, it's like the boys, like kind of thing, isn't it? So yeah, maybe they'll just break off and become the Justice League. Yeah,
so like there's bits there, and they've definitely done a lot in terms of setting up for what they're planning to do. But yeah, it's just going to be a kind of a wait and see what happens.
Yeah, I think it is a wait and see. But he does a lot of setup in this, but not setup. It's not too heavy on the setup. What I mean by setup is there's a lot of characters in it. So you see all these characters, but you just kind of get glimpses of them almost. It's like, oh, this is a person, this is a person, this is the person who's going to be playing that person, you know, kind of just sprinkles them all around, you know. So it's not too heavy on the setup, and it sets everything up in the right way so that you know who all the characters are going to be and what the world may potentially look like. But it doesn't set up like what their arcs are going to be, you know, or what their storylines are going to be, or something like that. It doesn't go too heavy on it.
Yeah, I get you. I mean, kind of leading into that, like one critique I have is there is a lot of like characters in the movie, not like what you were saying about setup. It's more just in terms of what the film focuses on, with like side plots and like B plots and all this kind of stuff. There's a lot, and like towards the end in the finale, when it's the big like action set piece, there's little stuff happening where you're kind of like, I don't care about this, like focus on Superman or whatever. I don't need to see what character X, Y, and Z are doing. So there's a bit, pacing wise, maybe that does hurt it a little bit. I mean, particularly like not major spoiler, like Jimmy Olsen's stuff I didn't really care majorly for. Like the reporter guy at Daily Planet, like his investigation into Lex Luthor. That's the thing, isn't it? It's I keep saying Lex Luthor, but it's Luthor.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
I always say Luthor.
Oh, I don't. Oh, come on, correct me.
I mean, I've always heard it as Lex Luthor.
I've always heard it as Luthor.
It's the nerds on TikTok just saying it in different ways. I don't know who to believe. I think it's a very like nerd movie. Do you think, like watching it? Like, I feel like there's a lot of like grandiose bits. Like it would just be Superman like flying or like looking heroic, and it'd be the theme tune like in the background. Like you'd think it'd be a moment in the cinema where people would be like, "Woo, yeah, Superman!" Do you know what I mean?
Remember a lot of moments like that.
Oh really? There was quite a lot of them. I thought, because especially with the music would be like dun 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 dun.
I don't think there were any, because I think that every time they played,
I don't think there were any good moments in this movie.
I just feel like every time they played that music, it was just like, we go again.
Well, yeah, I felt that, but I was kind of like, that's what they're going for, though. It's like, you know, if they did like the Avengers theme tune or like the Batman.
But I just don't think that in this universe he's not well established enough for it to be like that. If this was another Henry Cavill film, then absolutely just put a picture of him on the screen and everybody like, you know. But it's not the same.
So that would be because, like as you say, it's not like those scenes aren't for you as a kind of non-comic book fan, casual viewer. They're very much for those fans that have this image of Superman that's like, you know, this kind of person to look up to and like everyone respects, and like, you know, almost like this god figure, but like still like a bit of humanity and stuff. Yeah. And like that's the kind of version of the comics that they've all seen. So those scenes are for these comic book viewers and like fans of Superman, and they're like, oh my god, it's like a return to this.
That's what it's a return to form, isn't it? It's like, it's almost washing the bad taste that like Man of Steel and like Batman v Superman left in your mouth.
Bad taste.
Bad taste.
In terms of the portrayal of Superman, that's what I mean. Like, because, you know, again, from what he does in like those movies, yeah, probably not the most accurate depiction of Superman. So if you come back and see this, you're like, oh my god, it's what I've always wanted.
Yeah, it's exactly, and this is what I say. It's not made for me. It's not a film for me. I didn't really care to see anything more from Superman, apart from a new universe that I know and love and would love to see more of. I'd like to see more of that, but I don't need anything new. Like I just don't care. I'm sorry. and the film's not made me care. Like, it would have been nice for it to have made me care, but I just didn't, so I'm sorry.
I'm interested to see where it goes, because what was your... you had a statistic, didn't you, about its opening weekend?
Oh, did I? I forgot about that. Yeah, so basically, it's now, like, it's only been out a week, and it's now, like, 217 million at the box office, which is... beat its prediction a little. I think it predicted to make 200 million. It's made 217 million, and it's doing really, really well. I think it had the second biggest opening day of 2025, second to, guess which film?
What have we even seen? Is it F1?
No.
I don't know.
What other big films have come out this year? I don't know.
You're gonna kick yourselves when you hear
Minecraft.
Minecraft was number 1. Number 3 was...
Why are you quizzing it?
We weren't very good at number 1. We're not going to be good at number 3.
Megan 2.
Why is he such an idiot guessing
The Salt
that?
Park.
Topical. That's good.
No, it's Lilo and Stitch.
Okay, right.
So this is second.
I mean, it'd be interesting to see where, because like Fantastic Four comes out in a few weeks as well. I think it's like, or this week, next week, whenever it is, like the competition.
Are we watching that?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Aww.
I'm interested. I mean, I don't care about the Marvel movies. I've not watched them for ages, so I mean, I'll probably see it just...
Again, I don't need another Fantastic Four. But anyway, we'll save that for another
Hashtag
time.
not my Fantastic Four.
I mean, I like Pedro Pascal and Joseph Quinn, so I'll see.
Yeah.
And Ralph Ineson is Galactus.
Oh, yeah.
I love Ralph Ineson.
Yeah. Do we?
He's the like really deep voice guy. Me and Isaac always reference him. Our friend Isaac.
Right, okay.
He's the guy from the IT crowd who's the masseuse.
masseuse.
Yeah. You know, when he gets kissed on the bottom.
And Roy goes to court.
Oh.
Yeah, Roy.
No.
He doesn't talk much in it, but...
I can picture him in the courtroom
Yeah.
and him talking about it and crying, but I can't picture the man who did it to him.
Yeah.
I have to Google it later.
He's got to really... he just has a really, like, just... I don't even know if it's deep, like, his voice is... I don't know how to describe it.
I do know, because he's the narrator of Salvage Hunters, isn't he? And he was in Chernobyl.
He was in Chernobyl, yeah. He was a general.
Yeah. He
Yes,
was the one talking, when you go out onto this rooftop, you will have 90 seconds and then you will die.
The robot,
you know.
with the robot.
Yeah.
So, yes. I think let's cap off this non-spoiler section with our scores. So, for me, I'd give it a 6.
Very good.
Cool.
5, I'm going with.
So I thought that'd be a lot worse, to be honest with you, given your reception to it.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's not a bad film. But it's just not a great film.
You can admit that it's not made for you, but what is there is alright.
Yeah, it's just alright.
See, you said that we're not doing 0.5, so...
You can do 0.5.
You can do a 0.5.
I'll allow it.
Now we're doing numbers.
I'll allow it. I'll give it 6.5.
Okay.
There were bits I enjoyed, bits I didn't enjoy. I'd like to give it a 7. I'd be hopeful if I was giving it a 7, which would be very on point with the film's message. But, you know, I'm too on the fence, so I'm going to go 0.5.
See, that's funny, because I gave a 5, you gave a 6, you gave a 6.5, but I'm the one who's been like, oh, I didn't enjoy it, alright, one for me. But it just goes to show that I can not enjoy something, but still appreciate what is there. You know, I think I can understand why everybody likes it, but it's just not for me. Anyway, let's go on to spoilers, shall we?
Yeah, so here is your spoiler warning. So let's talk about some of the key points of Superman.
Spoilers ahead.
So I actually had a good bit of trivia to share on this, because there's a character in the film, Cat Grant, who's kind of just there, like one of the Daily Planet reporters. So kind of like, who is this person? Why are they giving her so much screen time? It's like she's like a long-term like James Gunn collaborator. So she's been in Guardians. In Guardians 3, she was Floor, the rabbit.
Oh, right.
Yeah, so that I was a bit like, oh.
Is she the blonde?
Yeah, the blonde girl, yeah.
With the glasses?
Yes, with the glasses, yeah. Let's put a picture of her on screen, shall we? But yeah, so we were a bit like, why are they focusing on this person? Like, she doesn't do anything in the film, but that's why. It's because like she's just one of James Gunn's like long.
Okay, if that's the case, then I'm fine with it, because I was thinking like, why have they just created this random?
I mean, Cat Grant is like an established character within this kind of, well, I mean, the DC universe or whatever. I mean, the experience I have of her is like when I watched a bit of the Supergirl TV show, she was like, so in this one it's Perry, who is the kind of head of the Daily Planet. In that one, I can't remember what the newspaper was, but like Cat Grant is the head of this newspaper. So she is like a very established journalist in her own right. So it's kind of like a, they're doing a nod to this is someone within this universe.
Right, so it's like a cameo.
Yeah, kind of like a name drop for those who know the kind of
Backstory.
Like Superman and like that kind of world.
Okay.
And on the topic of cameos, one surprise one that you only just found about today, Bradley Cooper plays Jor-El, who's Clark Kent, Superman's dad.
I can't believe you didn't clock that.
Did
we
you not,
clocked it.
Did you not recognise?
I looked up at them. I was like, they're probably someone.
I don't know who the woman is. Maybe
I know her from Westworld. She's in Westworld.
Oh,
so like,
right, okay.
She's probably been in other stuff, but
I didn't really look at their faces. I was just like, oh yeah,
you're so numb to the experience. You're like, oh,
it's like there they are again.
What do you think about? Because that's like one plot point in this film, and why like the public turn against Superman is basically his parents did him this message when he came to Earth. The only part that Superman knows is them saying, "We love you, son. We're really proud of you." Blah blah blah. So that's the only bit he knows, and then Lex Luthor breaks into the Fortress of Solitude, gets the message, and then like decrypts it because there was a bit that was corrupted, and then the corrupted section is basically them saying, "Now go to planet Earth and become like basically lord over them," kind of thing, like spread your seed, like basically just be a nasty person.
Yeah.
What did you think of that? Because like Jor-El normally, like even like Russell Crowe in like Man of Steel, very like stoic, friendly person,
I didn't like it. No, I've again, the experience that I've had, I've never heard like any kind of iteration where that's happened. It probably has. That might even be what normally happens in like they have the hopeful message and then they say, actually you need to take over the world. But it's never something that I've heard of, and I didn't like that part of the plot.
It just reminded me of like in the Batman when they do like, Thomas Wayne was a bad person kind of thing. It felt like in that vein. It's kind of like, come on, I've seen this before. Like you can't just switch it up to be like, maybe the protagonist's parents weren't so good and they were in fact evil, so maybe the protagonist is evil. But for what it did for the plot, it worked, kind of thing. It was funny just how quickly people switched up on Superman.
I thought it was silly.
Literally switch like that at both ends as
well.
Well,
I thought that he would just come out with like a press release or something, and say, by the way, I hadn't seen that part of the message. Problem solved.
Clark Kent interviewed me.
Yeah, exactly.
He said it's all fine.
Put it on the front page.
Yeah.
So I was surprised how quick people flipped and stuff like that.
And we kind of talked briefly about Lex Luthor, but like again, his whole plan is as normal, wants to kill Superman. I just liked Nicholas Hoult. So I thought he was just very well acted, and just like again, you'll probably say in a second like how he kind of differs from like normal Lex Luthor, but yeah, I just like just how much he hates Superman, and like he does a good monologue and stuff, and he does have this good, like not brash, but like just his ego and stuff like that in all the scenes. Like I think he commands the room, and like I like his like tech team, like that setup. I've seen a few people say they hate the whole like him reading out the moves so then they can fight Superman, because like he has Ultraman and he goes like, do this move 25A or like 1A, and then he does like a certain punch or like certain move.
I quite liked that. I liked cool. That. I did think that was a cool idea, especially the reason why it happens at the end, and we're going to spoil a bit now, aren't we?
Yeah.
So the fact that actually he's a clone of Superman, but he's got no brains, but he's stronger. So Lex Luthor is the brains, and then he's the brawn. That's kind of what they keep talking about. So I did like the idea that he's got all these, moves and stuff like that. I thought it was quite cool. The only bit I disliked about it was when they the first time they introduced it, and they did a big exposition dump at the beginning of saying, oh, he's got 2,200 moves. Blah, 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 blah,
Yeah,
blah, blah.
I like just because it's that obsessive element of Lex Luthor. Like, he hates Superman so much, he's like watched all of his moves, and now he's like, I have a counter for every single move. Like, I like that.
Respect.
But, yeah, respect to you, Lex. Respect.
This guy.
But what did you like in terms of a portrayal of Lex Luthor?
I mean, obviously Lex is this very smart figure. Like, you know, I mean, there's times where he like manages to become like president of the United States and, you know, does lots of things. He's very scheming and, you know, focused man, I suppose. But like the one thing that is consistent is he always hates Superman. So that's those scenes where you see like he's really studied him and he's managed to find this way to, you know, counter Superman and actually like kind of bring him down in a way. I really like that. I didn't like the fact that the clone was stronger than Superman for seemingly no reason.
Yeah.
I mean, like he is stronger in a sense that he has Lex's brain behind him, but like I would have liked it if they were just the same, but he's stronger because of me, kind of like he's stronger because I'm controlling him, kind of thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I thought, like I don't know Lex as much as maybe, you know, a lot of other people would. So I can't be like a real like authority on it.
Yeah.
But I think it is a very good portrayal. It's very he commands the room a lot more than, you know, and forgive me too that Jesse Eisenberg did. You know, he's very focused. And I did like that. The only thing I didn't like is that it was Luthor Court instead of Lex Court, because I feel like Luthor Court is very. It doesn't roll off the tongue.
Was that just so they had the big bit because it's like the logo goes across this really wide building, so
Lex
Court would have been too small.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's just I didn't like that. But that was a small thing. So.
I said after we saw the film, I wish that Ultraman, like when they took his mask off, was Henry Cavill.
Yeah.
Although that could have gone one of two ways. I would have thought that would have been brilliant, but then also some people would have been like, "Oh, it's some sort of metaphor for them killing the old Superman to make way for the new one." It's just like, come on,
can't
like,
just be a cool thing.
Yeah. I thought that would have been like just a nice callback, or like, you know, let Henry Cavill just have a bit of fun, you know, like if you could be him, Deadpool and Wolverine.
Throw him a bone.
Yeah, like especially because they like let him go in such a crap way, didn't they? Because he thought he was going to be Superman for like a few more films. Yeah,
I feel like we can't even talk about it and go into it too much right now.
But
disgusting scenes, absolutely. Because he poor Henry Cavill.
I know, it's like a good faith gesture. Let him do it, you know. But so the thing, Ultraman, Lex, like the villains are all kind of cool. Even like the engineer who's kind of there, but like has some cool powers. Have you, like, again from what you've seen, not really seen much?
I don't know.
No,
I don't know if there's an engineer.
I don't know who this person is.
The bit where like she puts like the nanites and like all the sorts of stuff and like feeds it down Superman's whole system and stuff. I didn't really get how like they managed to resolve that. Like it didn't make sense for me. Like that it was all like all of them were still stuck together, and he was just like dragging it out.
Wasn't it? I thought it was like a whole thing of like, because she's doing that and she's like attached to Superman, and then he flies up really high, and then he like plummets to the earth. I thought it was just he knocked her out, so like her connection to the nanobots was like severed or something.
But then I would have thought they would have all just like split apart rather than all still being connected.
I don't know.
Like I thought originally he was like gonna like. On re-entry, he was going to like burn them up, and then they maybe weren't going to be like as heat resistant or something like that.
Yeah.
But
I thought they were all just going to like fly off him because of the.
I mean, because they were inside him as well.
That's what they. Again, good. I guess the props to the script in that way, because you're kind of thinking, oh, that's what he's doing, but then like the Lex employees are like, oh, he's still got the ones inside his body though. Even if he gets the stuff off his face, you're kind of like, oh yeah, he does.
Yeah.
But like, the final fight I thought was alright. It kind of goes into your standard comic book territory of like, there's a black hole and Superman needs to like stop it, basically, because that leads into another character we'll talk about, Mr. Terrific, who's another one who's getting a lot of love online. So in the Justice Gang, you've got Hawk Girl, Green Lantern, who's Guy Gardner, and Mr. Terrific. So it's the three of them. Did you like Mr. Terrific?
Yeah. I mean, I didn't dislike him, you know. So I thought that he was pretty cool guy, pretty clever guy. You know, I like it when people are clever, you know, like, but it's relevant to the plot, I guess.
Right.
I don't know. I feel no way.
I'll say at the end though, I thought, because it's like they shut off the black hole with like a code, And like one of the LexCorp employees is like, I've got the code right here, we can shut it down. So I was like, just let the employee do it. Like he just pushes the thing out of the way and goes, no, I'll shut it down. It's like,
Well, that's funny.
this guy's just volunteered to do it for you. Just,
Yeah, but it's
also
funny. He's got a
he's-
hero complex.
yeah.
Well, I mean, it could be hero complex, but also this guy's working for Lex. Like you never know, he might shut something down. So
Yeah,
they can't
yeah.
shut it at all.
Absolutely.
I mean, because they have just opened a black hole and destroyed half a city. So
Yeah.
you know, I mean, you can kind of weigh it up in that way, I suppose.
yeah, there's pros and cons. Yeah,
yeah.
but what did you think about him as like an actual character?
Yeah, I mean, I think he was really cool. I liked the action scene where you can, like, you know, because obviously they make him like he's the brains of the operation, so he can't fight, kind of thing. And that's the kind of image they portrayed going up to the part where they go to that like army camp.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And then like he just absolutely obliterates like everyone there. So you're like, oh, okay, so this guy can hold his own, kind of thing.
Yeah.
You know, he's not just smart. He's like, you know, really strong and like very
Yeah.
strategic in his fighting.
Yeah.
Because he uses his, I think T-spheres, I think they're called.
Yes.
Yes.
Like
Yeah,
he
yeah.
uses them in this fight,
Yeah.
and you know, that whole sequence I thought was really cool.
And it's set to a good song in it too. Like it's set to 5 Years Time by I can't remember what the band name is, but
Yeah, I didn't like that.
It's Nowhere in the Way, wasn't it?
yeah, Nowhere in the Whale. That was it. Yeah. When that's, I was
I
like,
didn't know
wow, this is
that.
a rat. I know James Gunn likes his action set
Yeah.
pieces with songs. I was like, this is an interesting choice, but I'll allow it.
I really like that song, I really do, but I just didn't like it in the setting.
It-
And again, that's the kind of thing. It's like I've seen this a million. I've seen an action sequence
Yeah.
set to a popular song before,
And James
like I don't
Gunn's-
need it again.
James Gunn's done it better, like as well.
Yeah,
like, in
he's done it much better.
Guardians
Yeah.
2, like Guardians 3, you get some good ones with like those films. So I felt a bit numb during that sequence. Also, like the filming, like they kind of focused on Lois Lane a bit too much, and like rather than what was
Yeah.
going on with Mr. Terrific, which I get is like you get that with fight scenes sometimes. It's more you just get people's reactions of them being like, "Oh my god, look at him fight," kind of thing. But I was like, I actually want to see what Mr. Terrific's
Yeah,
doing,
yeah,
you know?
I did as well. Yeah, absolutely.
It kind of gives way to like they go to that army camp because Superman is basically been captured by Lex and put into, I was about to say the Phantom Zone. It's not the Phantom Zone. It's
What's
a
the Phantom Zone from?
it's in Man of Steel and like it's in Superman. You know where Zod gets sent in.
Oh yeah.
Gets sent there.
Were you about to try and do some
It's
impressions
just the
there?
way he goes, "I will find him," and then he gets teleported up.
He's
So-
been waiting all day to do that.
I do.
bet.
Michael Shannon, I will give it. I like Michael Shannon as General Zod. He's very, very good.
You do. He does
Yeah.
that impression all the
Well, not that I
time.
will find him. I do the bit where it's the, you know, he's talking to. I won't do it
With
here.
sand.
Yeah, with the sand.
Like we've got a video, we'll insert it.
Yeah. So yeah, they go to like a pocket dimension. So Lex has like put a bunch of like prisoners in here and like personal like, you know, ex-girlfriends and stuff like that in there. And he meets Metamorpho or Element Man, whatever is. I nearly said Elephant Man there.
I quite liked that sequence when they're
Hmm.
in there, you know, and it's him and he's got the kryptonite because Metamorpho, whatever his name is, the man who morphs into things, he's got the kryptonite
That
on
sounds
his
like
hand.
a 1900s. Come meet Metamorpho, the man who morphs into anything.
Anyway, he's got kryptonite on his hand. Superman's down, and I quite like the kind of battle that, and everything kind of it starts to come together a little bit at that point because Mr. Terrific and Lois are there. They're trying to find him. Superman's there. He's trying to get out. This person's trying to keep him down. He's trying to convince them to do otherwise. Lex Luthor's coming in from somewhere else and realizing what they're planning to do. So I feel like that's a good section where everything kind of comes to that's a good set piece, I think, when they kind of break out and stuff like that. I didn't mind that part of it.
I wasn't a big fan of the proto or antimatter lake thing, like the CGI on that.
But I
looked a
didn't
bit-
understand it because they said if we fall into that, we're dead within 5 seconds. And
They
then
weren't, they weren't,
Superman
yeah.
and Thingy-majiggy are just in there
Well, it's
for absolutely
So
ages.
Superman's holding the baby up like this.
Yeah.
And like obviously Superman is strong, like, you know, if Mr. Terrific landed in there, he would probably die, but Superman in this, you know, he's a lot stronger. He's like very durable, so maybe he could survive that.
Yeah, but what about the
Maybe.
Metamorpho man?
He wasn't in it.
He
wasn't in it. He was like a cloud of. He like turned into a cloud, didn't he? And he was
Well,
like
who
flying.
else was he? He was battling with somebody. He was battling with Ultraman, wasn't he?
No,
Who was he
no.
battling with?
No, he was battling like Lex Corp employees, are the ones in the suits.
Well, yeah, so why didn't they die?
I mean,
They-
they were maybe the suits protected them.
I did think like, oh, I'm pretty sure people would be dead.
Do you see what I mean?
Yeah, no, I
That's
thought the
silly.
same thing when we were watching it. I was like, I thought this was meant to kill people like really quickly. Like, what's going on here?
I can forgive some stuff like that normally. Like normally, I'm not bothered. It's only because they made such a point of saying it. Like they should have just not said it.
And I think for me, it's the look of it. Like someone afterwards said it looked like a Minecraft. Like
I did. Yeah, the look of it was not.
No, it wasn't it.
No.
So but that was I think Metamorpho as a character was alright. I was expecting a deeper voice. That's what threw me because you saw him in like all the promotional stuff in the trailers, and I thought he was going to have this deep voice, but actually no, he's just like a normal guy basically.
Classy chap.
Yeah, classy chap. Yeah. Yeah.
What did you guys think of Lois and the relationship between
Like
Lois and
the banter and
Superman?
chemistry.
Yeah.
I liked the scene where they were doing the interview.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I liked that scene together. Aside from that, there's not a scene that stands out for me with those two.
No.
That's a shame.
Well, they are kind of separate for most of the film, to be fair. Like, you get that interview. I mean, even like afterwards, he's not really Clark Kent. He's in one scene, he's Clark Kent, and then the rest of it, he's Superman, which is a shame. Not that like Henry Cavill was Clark Kent. I feel like Henry Cavill was Clark Kent for longer. Like in Batman v Superman, he's like doing investigative stuff.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a shame. Like, I think he did an alright job as Superman. I would have liked to have seen his Clark Kent because
I do think that his Clark Kent looked nice. I think I would have liked to have seen a little bit.
It's
more
completely
than that.
visually like they're different from each other, aren't they? Whereas Henry Cavill looks the same as like he's just a jacked man.
Yeah.
As both Clark Kent and Superman. But I think that interview scene was good. It was nice seeing there like it was just kind of nice seeing Lois like just still be a journalist, even though like obviously they have feelings for each other. Like she still like puts him up against the wall and like calls him out on all the stuff he's been doing, and he just has no choice but to like try and defend himself kind of thing. Like that was a good scene. But on the whole, I mean, she was alright. I didn't like the bit where during the final fight with like Ultraman, it's just like Lois Lane and like a bunch of the Daily Planet people in a spaceship doing stuff.
Yeah, that was a little bit pointless, wasn't
Especially because I was like, so it was her, Jimmy Olsen, Perry, Cat Grant, Steve, and then another guy. Unfortunately, the other guy doesn't say anything, so I was like, why are you in this spaceship? So yeah, I was kind of like, I could go without this. I know they're there to publish the story against Lex Luthor to like, destroy his credibility and stuff like that and say he's the
They
mastermind.
didn't need to be flying around in a spaceship.
Well, it's
though.
because the
There could
city
have
was
been
under
some
attack,
other,
wasn't it? Yeah.
no, there could have been some other
But it
thing,
didn't need to
though.
cut back to it. It could have just been like,
No.
right, we're going to be safe in the spaceship now. That's it.
Yeah, and then come back to it when they post it.
What did you think about Jimmy Olsen?
Do you know what? I don't know, because I didn't mind that whole plot line. I don't really know how I feel about it but actually I think it's fine. The more I think about it, I didn't mind that he was trying to like lean on this woman, but he was kind of like faking that he fancied her and she really fancied him, because that's a little bit like, that's a negative thing in terms of what the plot is for that, but that doesn't mean it's like that doesn't mean that you shouldn't write it. Do you know what I mean? Even though it's like a bit of a, it's not a very nice thing to do to somebody to pretend that you like them. Got my arm stuck in between the chairs, sorry. That's not a very nice thing to do, but it doesn't mean that you can't write about it. It doesn't mean that it can't be the story. So I think that actually it was fine, and I think that it worked in terms of what the plot was. So I think it was relevant, and it all like it got the payoff.
I think
it deserved.
It probably like pleased a bunch of Jimmy Olsen fans as well. To be fair,
why? Who is he supposed to be?
He's like Superman's best friend or Clark Kent's best friend.
Yeah,
right.
He's Superman's photographer.
In Batman v Superman, when Lois goes to that desert at the beginning of the film.
Oh right, yeah.
The cameraman who gets killed is
yes.
Jimmy Olsen. So like everyone was really annoyed after that, because it was like, well, great, you've just wasted Jimmy Olsen. Like, it'd be like if they killed Alfred or something like that, like a key side character. So I think probably it appeased a bunch of like Jimmy Olsen fans to be like, yes, he's got his own story. But yeah, I don't know. It worked, as you say, it worked for the story that they were telling.
Yeah, it worked for the plot, and there was a decent payoff at the end of it. It meant that they saved the day and stuff like that. So I'm fine with it.
I guess that's the thing, isn't it? You get the superpower victory of Superman being Ultraman, but then you get like the human victory and like small, like the B team victory of them taking down Lex basically, because Superman wouldn't have been able to have done that because Lex doesn't. It's not like Lex was like, I'm going to fight you now.
Yeah. What do you think of the whole like side plot, main plot, blah blah blah, of this Bravia versus, you know, like the war that he stops, and that comes back into it a little bit later. I feel like there's been a lot of talk about that. What do you guys think?
I mean, it's there for setup, isn't it? Because at the beginning it says, when it's doing the whole text call, it says Superman involved himself in this war, and now like people are on like he shouldn't have done that.
But
he's
it's
interfering.
more than that. It's not just setup. It's the whole reason.
It's why it's orchestrated by.
It's like a self-fulfilling prophecy. You know, Lex wants to kill Superman, so he sets this war up so that he has a reason to kill Superman, and then Superman gets involved, and then Superman thinks that it's because of this, but actually it's because of this, but actually it just stems back to he just hates Superman for no reason, you know.
Yeah.
So
it was just there as a plot device, really. It felt no way. It kind of leads on to, I did think this afterwards, because obviously Hawk Girl, we'll talk about her like properly in a sec, but Hawk Girl at the end kills the like president of the bad country, the Bavaria place. I was kind of like, is that not an issue now? Like, you've just killed, like, she's killed the president of that country. Like, she's like a US representative. Like, is that not going to cause an issue now? Like,
they did mention at the end, didn't they? Because there was the like conversation between Brick Flag and the other guy in like the American Congress, and they were basically saying like, this is what the world is now.
Oh, where it's like
metas can just take things into their own hands and solve anything.
Because that was the big problem, was, you know, Superman had gone over there and stopped the war, and everybody was like, he can't just do that like without permission. And so I suppose that's going to set it up for the next film. So
I think that was something to set.
Those rules are no longer there, so you can't be like, oh well, wouldn't there be some sort of treaty? You know what is it in Marvel?
The Accords.
Sokovia Accords. I was going to say Genovia, but I knew that was Princess Diaries. So.
Nice reference there. But yeah, I mean, to be fair, it probably ties in with what James Gunn's titled this chapter of the DCU, and that's Gods and Monsters. So again, it's like trying to come to terms with what people like this are going to be like on the planet. But I don't know, I can't actually for the life of me remember what the slate of films are planned for this.
Do you know what, the only thing that I'm actually really looking forward to that is in the plan, and I don't know when it's in the plan or how it's going to look or what's going to happen, but isn't he doing a TV show of like, not Wonder Woman, but
the
like
Amazons,
the Amazon, is it Amazonians or Amazons?
Yes, the Amazonians.
The Amazonians. That's the only thing that I'm genuinely really looking forward to, because I think that they can be really cool. You know, the Wonder Woman films aren't the best films ever, but I really like the Amazonians, so I think that would be really cool. I look forward to that whenever that's happening.
He's doing like a bit more obscure stuff, because he's also doing Booster Gold, just like getting his own film.
Booster Gold, Swamp Thing.
Yes, Swamp Thing.
I think he's doing more stuff with like John Cena's Peacemaker and
who's in this
and and stuff like that. So he's got like a couple of things in the works. But James Gunn always likes to take like more obscure characters and bring them back.
I mean,
good.
To be fair, like one thing I think we should watch is Creature Commandos, because that's out in the UK now, which is that got really good reviews, and I'm interested to see what that was like. To be fair, so that's like a completely obscure. It's like the Suicide Squad but different kind of thing. Like it's got Rick Flag and stuff in it. Again, who's in this film. So I'm interested to see.
Yeah, I do think that it was good that they started here. It's good that they started with Superman, because you can't just do a random obscure character and be like, oh, everybody go and see this film, because nobody's going to care. But when you're saying, this is a new universe, like, come and see all of these films in this new universe, people will be more bought into it. So I hope that it continues, and I feel like maybe if there is something that is a little bit more obscure, along the same vein or style of this film, I probably will enjoy that a lot more, because it's something obscure and I've got absolutely no connection to it whatsoever. I probably will enjoy that a lot more, I think.
I guess, like, to maybe cap off, like, this isn't like the spoilers anymore, but like, what would you like to see from this like DCU compared to like what Marvel's done? Like, what kind of missteps do you think Marvel's made that maybe DC shouldn't like fall into?
I think the only thing that they can't fall into is just doing too much too quick.
Yeah.
Like, I think that was the biggest mistake that Marvel made, is they just tried to rush everything. So, because I think that it had some really good ideas, and they've obviously got some really good characters and everything. They've got everything that they need. They've got money, they've got power, they've got influence, they've got everything. But they just rushed it. They just did too much too fast. So I think that that's the thing, that they want to keep the momentum of this film, but they don't want to start churning out the content. And it's like average content. The next thing that they do needs to be literally the best thing that anybody's ever seen, and then they need to keep on that and keep going with it. I just don't. Yeah, they just can't rush it. But I don't know what in terms of plot or anything that I want to see.
Yeah, I don't want it to become like too, again, like it's not at that stage yet, thankfully, but like maybe not fall into like nostalgia bait, or like again like you need to watch X thing to like understand this, like if they do too many TV shows or whatever, like you know, I don't want that to be it.
I think
going
that
forward.
James Gunn has come out and said he did an interview quite recently saying that he doesn't want it to be that he's like that you have to watch something else in order to watch a film, or you have to watch a film in order to watch a TV show. He says he will absolutely try and avoid that at all costs.
Yeah.
So hopefully
then, like,
that theme remains.
Even like Marvel really fell into that trap after Endgame, because then that's when it was like, here's WandaVision and Loki and Falcon and the Winter Soldier and like you know, like everything was like you had to do your homework and watch it, and that's when I fell off with it.
Yeah.
Completely was just due to that, because it just became like just not fun anymore.
We fell off after WandaVision, really, didn't we?
Yeah, we gave that a go.
And then we watched Spider-Man No Way Home, and then it was like,
I come back for the films I care about. Like, I'm not going to watch it for the sake of like, oh, what's going to come next in Marvel? You know? So hopefully DC's not like that. But then maybe if it's taking a more relaxed vibe, maybe if I don't watch Booster Gold, I can still go see Batman, or I can still go see the Amazonian TV show.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want it to like penalise me for not watching a previous film.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What about you, Kieran?
You got any opinions?
I think, well, where Marvel went wrong is that they set up this massive thing, and then like once it was done, they couldn't maintain the hype.
Yes.
And the things that they were producing afterwards just didn't hit the same. I mean, like looking at what they've done recently with like Ironheart, that TV show, they've said in that like show like they've kind of like there's a scene where the person says, oh, what would Tony Stark be if he wasn't a billionaire, kind of thing. And it's like, you know, you can't take away from those characters that have like such a high presence and what brought like so much attention to this universe, and then like kind of disrespect them in a way. So I don't like that kind of thing, like kind of pushing something to make you know, you don't want to put another character down to make a character look better. You want everyone to lift each other up.
My favourite rebuttal to that thing from Ironheart is the whole like just because he's a billionaire, and then it cuts to Tony Stark built this in a cave with a box of scraps. Yeah, like it's like he did. That is that. Yeah, it's like you can't really argue,
literally
can't
the
argue
point
with
of
that.
the first film, and like Marvel forgotten about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, make movies that are interesting. Make movies that they enjoy making. Because you can tell instantly if someone's just gone, oh, we've been told to make this, we have to make this, we don't have any passion in the project. Get people who like these characters and want to push stories forward for these characters, you know, make something interesting. Get rid of Ezra Miller.
Well, he's very firmly gone, isn't he?
Bring back Get Grant Gustin in. That's the Flash. That's the one from the TV show.
Remake the Flash TV show again.
Bring him in. He's great. Yeah, not much
I
to
think
say,
that
really.
they shouldn't, like with Marvel, it takes them like 15 films to get through an arc, and it's like you can't do that because they made that big mistake where they tried to do this whole thing, you know, that was set up in Ant-Man, and then the actor ended up, you know, having a big controversy, and then they couldn't really finish it, could they? So it's like, if they don't, they can't look too far ahead. You've got to look far ahead, but not 15 films and 3 TV shows in advance. Like, you've got to keep it a little bit smaller than that.
Which is the problem when you have a connecting thread through every film, whereas everything's standalone. Like, that's fine. Like, if they do, might be just how they got written into it, but like the whole like Elseworld stuff, because that's why they're having to treat like the Joker films and like the Batman films as like Elseworld stories, because it's like it's not in this universe, it's not with this Superman, it's completely different.
And that's good, you know, because you can't see this happening and then the Batman happening in the next town along. You know, that's not realistic.
Yeah, so like I would like to see stuff like, if you're not afraid to like not tie it in with this universe, like that's fine, like because that could give way to some really cool stories as well. Like, don't be afraid. Like, if you kind of thought, oh no, this is a bit too fantastical or a bit too grounded, we can't put this film in this series. It's like, well, just do it separately. Don't be afraid to do that, because you can get some really good stories from it.
Exactly. Very good discussion.
That's I think a good way to cap off there. But I think on the whole, I'd still say go see Superman in the cinema, make your own opinion about it, because honestly, you might
a lot
come
of
out
people
really
have got a
enjoying
lot of enjoyment out of it, so definitely go and see it.
Yeah. I think, though, that has been this episode of the Cinematic Trinity podcast. We'll see you guys in the next one. Who knows what we'll be reviewing? Maybe it's Fantastic Four. Maybe it's Jurassic Park. Who knows?
Who knows?
But in that meantime, though, I've been Michael.
I've been Kieran.
And I've been Tulip.